So let's talk about the prostate. And all guys have got one. And unfortunately, for most guys, as we age, our prostate swells. And that's when it develops into something called benign prostatic enlargement. And even more unfortunately for guys is that can then develop into prostate cancer, which is the most common cancer for men. So it's really important. And you'd think this little, it's not even an organ, this little gland that sits over our urethra, that it swells over time and it causes a whole lot of problems. And if you've got prostate problems, if you're listening to this video, then I've got some solutions and ways that we can help you reduce the size of the prostate gland. So how do you know you've got prostate problems? So first of all, it's usually symptomatic. So what happens is the flow of urine is not as strong as it used to be. It takes a while to get going. You're having to get up several times in the night. These are all classic signs that the prostate is starting to enlarge. And what happens is as it enlarges, the urethra, which runs through the prostate, gets pressured. So what happens is obviously then the force of urine is not as strong as it used to be, and we can't empty our bladders as well as what we used to. So there's a couple of ways to get that checked. There's a physical examination, which is called a digital rectal. Yeah, it's not the best thing, but the doctor can check and see if there's any sort of enlargement in the prostate because he can access that through the anus. But there's also a blood test that they commonly do called a PSA, which stands for prostate-specific antigen. And so that'll show a degree of swelling in the prostate gland, but it's a sort of a preemptive test for prostate cancer. And it should be below 4. It should be very low, actually. In a healthy prostate, it should be below 1. But once it starts to get above 4, there's definitely issues, and it warrants further investigation in terms of potentially a biopsy or a scan to see if there may be any cancer there. But generally, the prostate cancer is slow growing. It's a little bit like basal carcinomas on the skin. But unfortunately, a lot of the medical treatments can be quite invasive. So it's better to stop this progression in the first place. And that's why we have a lot of information and things that you can do naturally to slow and stop and regress that swelling of the prostate gland. So the first thing, most important thing to understand is very closely linked to your testosterone levels. And what happens is as we age and our levels of nutrition reduce and certain other diet and lifestyle things that we do, is your testosterone converts from testosterone into something called dihydrotestosterone, which is a lot more potent. But with the right conversion mechanisms, and mainly it's zinc, the mineral zinc, and remember this, is all men should be taking zinc. Zinc stops that conversion of testosterone into dihydrotestosterone, and that's really, really important. So we can maintain our zinc levels either just via a supplement, is a really simple way, or via foods that contain zinc. So your sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds are a really great way to get a boost of zinc. And you probably should just have a mix of sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, Brazil nuts, and just snack on them through the day is the best way to maintain your zinc levels. Zinc is also depleted really quickly. So things that deplete zinc is sugar, stress, and alcohol are the big ones. So if any of those resonate to you, then make sure you get enough zinc. But once the prostate starts to swell, zinc can only do so much. So there are different natural medicines that work really well. Things like saw palmetto, nettles, epilobium is really good. Zinc's part of that. Selenium is important. Nettles, horsetail. There's a lot of herbs that have a very specific action on the urinary system and on the prostate. And what they do is when you take it over time, they reduce the swelling in the prostate. And when you reduce the swelling, then you reduce the symptoms. So that's our prostate product. It's got everything that you need in there. But we generally suggest to combine that with our andropause product. And what andropause is the male equivalent of menopause. So there's this slow and steady decline of testosterone levels. So what we try and do is we try and boost natural testosterone production. And then in combination with that is the prostate formula. And you've got a combination therapy that works really, really well for managing prostate symptoms. So hope that explains a little bit about prostate, what's going on. We've got some more information specifically that you can read on the prostate in terms of diet and lifestyle. Have a read of that and get the products and let us know how you go if you've got any questions.